Welcome back to more Path of Exile 2. We have a horn. Oh, thanks so much. So we built a horn, which we're gonna use for something. I may sound a little... I'm still a little bit sick. A little bit of a head cold. I will mute myself if I start to feel the need to cough really loudly or anything, but it's mainly just sinusy at the moment. Just one of those things I have to keep an eye on just because I'm on the anti-rejection meds, which means my immune system is fucked. Right. Horn. So right now I'm recording this via OBS, since I had issues recording Baldur's Gate 3 on XSplit, and really only Baldur's Gate 3. I usually use XSplit just because I'm just used to it. I know how to manipulate it, I know how to work with it. It's got a lot of just like built-in things where I could, during a stream, I can like throw a lot of stuff on screen, I can move a lot of things on screen, I can like set my scenes up very, very quickly. And I'm sure if I got used to OBS, I could do that. But for whatever reason, with Baldur's Gate 3, XSplit was not... the sound was all unsynced for some reason. No idea why, because that's certainly the only game it's ever done that with. But OBS worked fine with it, and then I actually looked at the recording, and it looked fine. So OBS is nice, and OBS, I can see stream chat right here without having to have, like, extra windows open. Which I think I can do. I think there's a plugin I can do with XSplit to do that, but I figured, you know, I'm just going to try OBS again and just see. See if I like the results of this better. I know some people like daisy-chained OBS through XSplit, but it's whatever. So I'm doing another stream just to see how this is. It's just, yeah, part of me is already, like, I don't like some of the things about OBS. XSplit has way more sound options. It has a built-in, like, noise gate that you can set. I don't see that on OBS. Again, I may have to tinker with this more. Maybe there's a plugin I can get for it. But anyway, that's me just complaining about the issues I've been having, technically.
It is time to use the reforged Horn of the Vestiri to open the way through. Prepare yourself. War is now.
I'm assuming this has to be toward the end of Act 2, right? Time-wise, it seems like we've been through more or less a similar amount of areas.
You have your orders.
Alright, so the question is, where are we going here? We are going to Trader's Passage again. Oh, that's right, no, that wasn't the area where, like, they locked the gate and we had to sneak in or something? Let me test something here. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing anything on the map that I missed, necessarily. Yeah, everything looks good. Yeah, just crank that up slightly. There we go. Excuse me. I believe in the first act, there was still that one area that I think... Like, I'm not sure, like, it's still showing as if it's incomplete, even though I did complete it. Granted, they're still doing bug fixes. Again, early access. Okay, so we're parked. Do we use the horn to clear the... Oh! Wait, no, I'm here, so... Do we put the horns over here? Ah. Boromir's horn. Well, there we go. Well, that was easy.
Nothing will stand in my way.
I am hesitant to allow you access to Sacred Deshar, but better a single Jingak than an army of spiteful
What'd you call me?
enemies. Our city of the dead must be protected, no matter the cost.
Yes. We wouldn't. Well, then again, this is a world where necromancy definitely exists. I was gonna say, oh yes, people might victimize our dead. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't care. They're dead. But no, this is a world where you can actually raise the dead. So you absolutely could. Dishar. 28. That's fine. Travel to Dishar. Use the desert map to travel to Dishar. Oh, do I have to be level 28? I'm level 29.
What is it? So, the outcasts have our city. Let us see. You have your orders.
Oh, it's over here. Kind of blended in with the map. That's a suggestion to kind of move that a little bit so it's not quite as camouflaged. Alright, time to find Tentacle Man. And find out his tentacle plan. Well, actually, I don't think the thing in the cage has any plans. It's the... whoever it is that's... I can't remember her name. The one that was manipulating the count. She's the one with the plans. The not Nashandra.
I didn't expect burial spires to be so beautiful.
Wait. Here's someone wrote on this roll but never left. Search for the oh, okay. I assume that's a completely missable, like, little side quest. Yes, yes, hell! Hi. Jesus, Jesus. So far, enemies not as annoying as the fucking previous two areas. The Valley of Titans is definitely the most aggravating group of enemies. So basically, last time I gained the ice corpse explosion, basically. We'll take some Dayquil, so we'll hope that that helps a little bit. It's one of those things that kind of just started like moving among people that I know. One person got sick, and then it's like, oh, now another person got sick, and it's like, okay, now I need to quarantine myself. But it was inevitable. Okay. Yeah, this level is not nearly as bad as... Don't say... Okay, I actually felt myself regretting saying that instantly. And then I get hit by a couple lightning bolts that completely drain my magic shield, and I'm like, okay, don't stop saying that. If you continue with this sentence, you're gonna die. I could feel it. Speaking of something that we weren't speaking of, I know last time I was expounding upon ancient history and Dan Carlin's Hardcore History podcast. I actually checked to see like what was... Looks like a lot of them are just available on YouTube now. So you can just like listen to a bunch of it just on YouTube. You also listen to it on the site, but I think a lot of them have like YouTube links now. But there is a new one, which is I guess a sequel, I guess, to one that he did another time way earlier, called Thor's Angels, which was interesting. Blue Fangs, which is basically about like an era of like, because you think of Vikings, you think kind of like these pagan warriors of invading Europe. It gets into a lot of like, especially their like middle history to later history, when they start interacting more with the civilized, Christian nations, and the kind of like cross-cultural stuff that was going on between the two of them, and how that really kind of shaped and changed like Viking culture. And the new one is a 2-part series. Maybe it's only 2 parts. Maybe it's up to part 2. But that's the most recent one, so maybe there will be a part 3. I haven't listened to the whole thing yet, but it's called Twilight of the Aesir. It's basically about like the decline of Viking culture, as they're basically... It's like you start with these kind of crazy warriors, and these essentially Nordic peoples with their Nordic religion. And like we're getting into periods where there's a whole bunch of Viking Christian kings who are like the last bastions of Christianity in some areas, and it's kind of fascinating just how like it's a series really about the disappearance, quote unquote, of the Vikings, but really it's more about just because they didn't disappear. Their descendants are still everywhere. It's just their culture disappeared as it started to become more and more and more Christian, and get shaped by interaction with other European, powers. So it'll be very fascinating to see do that one. And then there's another new one, which I can't remember what the heck its name. Something about subjugation, but it's about Alexander the Great, which I'm kind of shocked it took this long for Dan Carlin to do Alexander the Great. Like a whole thing about him, and like his his family going, like kind of like what shaped him as growing up. And to understand that, you have to understand his father. To understand his father, you have to understand the other things going on at the time. That's the problem. Is he's talking to himself about like how he'll have an idea. Like, I want to get into like Cleopatra. Okay, I'm gonna have to do like 6 hours on the Roman Republic becoming an empire, because if you start talking about Cleopatra, you have to start talking about this, and then start talking about how that happened, and then talk about that happened. And it's just like, as he said, like, he barely even got to talk about Cleopatra by the end of the series, because everything was just dominoes being set up that made way for a queen like her. So, yeah, it's like, I guess I kind of get, like, Alexander's a lot to cover. Not just because he did a lot in his very short life, but because to understand how this kid fucking grew up, inherited an army, and conquered the known world, like, in such a short span, you have to figure out how freaking amazing the army he was handed was, and how it got that way. So yeah, it's such a friggin', like, it's a lot to cover, and yeah, it took a lot of planning on his part, I'm sure. But I'll be fascinated to hear that one, because that's one I've been wanting to hear kind of his take on it for a while. Although, it's never really just, it's not like he's just giving you his version of it. He's showing you as many sources as he can to kind of show you a more complete picture of it. As he always says, I'm not a historian, I just read the best. Culture started disappearing as they started becoming more Christian in Europe. That is a shocker, isn't it? What's the meme of, like, world history in a nutshell? Uh-oh, here comes Europe. Although, to be fair, that's also why we have a lot of like, the British Empire stealing everything was basically why we actually have some of the records we do. Because they were actually found and preserved and translated, and just would have been nice if they had done that and then given them back, you know? It's like, okay, we've studied it, we've cataloged it, we understand more about your culture and your, you know, that part of the history of the world, and okay, now we can put these back where we found them, right? Right? Nah, I think we should keep them. Oh yes, if you want to watch a good series, history, look at, watch Kunk on Earth. I fucking love Wilhelmina Kunk. Freaking hilarious. There were a whole series of, like a meme series of if Wilhelmina Kunk was doing, told like the history of Middle Earth. It was brilliant because it was like exactly how she, you know, she would have phrased everything. See if I can find some of those. Okay, what am I actually doing here? Oh, I have to find a corpse somewhere. I mean, there's plenty of them, but apparently I need to find a fresh one. There's some little nooks and crannies over there, and I have to imagine that it's not going to be that far from the bird. The music in this game is nowhere as good as Technotronic's hit Pump Up the Jam. That was a classic song. I mean, that's like saying, you know... There we go. And that's like saying something isn't Mozart. That's like saying something isn't Beethoven. Beethoven. Kunk on Life is now on Netflix. Came out in 2024. What is she discussing in Kunk on Life? Is it like natural history instead of like human history? Is it like her version of Planet Earth? Because that I may absolutely need to see that. All Things Life. Oh god, this is gonna be amazing. The writers of that show are just absolutely brilliant. From Atoms to Why We Are Here. Oh, so we're getting into the deep shit. So quantum mechanics and existential dread. Okay, I'm not seeing a corpse anywhere. Again, there's plenty to look at. I'm making many of them, but I don't see. Yeah. Ow. Oh, they pop after they die. Okay, I didn't find a corpse. Oh well. That checkpoint over there, yeah, that looks a little suspicious. From looking at me, can you tell if I have D and... Oh. God damn it. Oh, that's well, it's not a recent corpse, it's a skeleton. There's a checkpoint over here, and my question is why? there something I should be finding over here? Apparently not. That was her asking about DNA. It's one of those things where I read it, and in my head, I didn't get it. It wasn't until I started reading it out loud that I was like, as soon as I said D and A, I was like, oh, God. I did a Blackadder. Oh, God. It's the earnestness with which she asked these things. And the fact that she could keep a straight face while doing it. I do wonder, like, the experts that actually probably are legitimate, like people, like, agreeing to do an interview. Like, I wonder, like, how in on it they are. Or if they literally are just being told, yeah, someone wants to... I mean, I guess it's probably similar to the Borat thing. Yeah, they're all real experts, I'm sure. Like, I'm wondering if it was, like, a Borat thing where, like, yeah, like, early on he could fool people. Oh, they are. Okay. Because I know, like, you know, like, again, the Borat shit, where early on he could get away with it, and he could, like, people wouldn't necessarily be in on it, because, who's this guy? I don't know, maybe he is some, like, actual interviewer from a thing. But then, like, once he got to, like, I think that's why he said he, like, kind of retired that character, because everyone knows him now, so I can't assume that if I'm going to try to, like, troll some celebrity, they're not gonna know who I am. They break off and they have to reshoot. Yeah, I assume. Especially just because her delivery is so freaking good, like... That you have to have multiple takes to get it so perfect. Final letters. She was on Colbert and no one knew who she was? When was this, though? Because, like, I feel like people would know now because the memes are everywhere. People would at least, like, they may not know, like, who this person is or what the show is, but if they saw her, like, on... Like, seeing her face, you would be like, oh, that's that lady from the memes. Uncut Skill Gem 8. I need 9. Did you see Death 2020? I did not. I mean, I experienced it. She was in that and Death 2021. Oh, okay. It's like the big fat quiz they do every year. Oh, Jesus. She plays a below-average intelligent person. I'm shocked. That's so different than Kunk. That seems to be just what she's really good at. Which usually means that the person playing them is very intelligent. Because it's actually kind of hard to actually pretend to be that dumb. And do it, like, effectively. But it's, like, perfectly friggin' by it. Like, it's so perfect. How do I get up there? I don't think I can? Not from here, at least. Okay. Nope, that's also not... I guess we're just going this way. Frost! God damn, serious wait to see that than the friggin' Valley of the Titans. I haven't walked into a room and just instantly died once. It's crazy. Oh, what's the matter? Oh, you want... Oh, god damn it. I'm gonna say, oh, you can't get me, you can't get me. Apparently you can. So we're not gonna fuck with you. Ascend discharge. Okay, we're still looking for stairs up, I guess. Everyone's sitting on a fucking Omen Scepter right now. What to do, what to do. Knockback distance and stun build up. Or we go... Critical hit chance is very nice. Why don't we start going that? You know, let's finish off this side first. And then we can start doing... Yeah. Accuracy, critical hit chance. Oh, and plus 25 dex. I didn't even see that. Yeah, we should go for that, like, immediately. So I need 2 more. Kind of wish I... Well, I could always respec if I really wanted to, but it's not that big a deal.
Freezing strike!
And I do still need to look into whether there's any viability in going unarmed. Okay, no, okay. First I was wondering if... This is the... no, it's no bigger than any other building, I guess. Hold up. Actually, this looks like a... connected structure here. Aha! There is a... no. Oh, there we go.
Mankind always aspires to reach the skies, even in death.
Oh yeah, I probably should go back and deliver that letter. At some point. I'll deliver your goddamn letter from your lost love some other time. I'm busy. Walker. That is a cool idea for a monster. Although, oh, I thought it was like a crab, like a hermit crab. That's a bunch of like skeletons glued together. Not quite as burned and powdery as you would expect, you know, in an urn, but okay. Not quite an urn, more of a casket. And we'll go back. Usually when I think urn, I just don't think a vessel in which you just kind of shove a skeleton into. Just get it in there real good, just pound it down.
The path to Deshar has been opened. Infiltrate the towers and stop the Farad'n from feeding the beast.
Well, maybe it's hungry.
Asala has agreed, she reminds. Go.
My wares are renowned.
Three personal words of love, honor, and hopelessness. So all by shaking hand appears to have been carefully written to avoid revealing who it was intended for. Well, then how the hell am I going to find who it's for?
All right.
Evasion energy shield. Wayfarer jacket. So this one is 123.57. So what I have is better. If I get a really good version of this, this might be my next type of thing, yeah. Mind rune. Mind rune. Actually, is there anything else I want to upgrade?
Use Wave of Frost to
Yeah,
dodge
could do
backwards
that.
and launch a cold area attack. This is very...
Yeah, I don't really use that as much, so yeah, I guess do this one first.
You...
Do I have another 8 anywhere? No, I do not. Although I do have some 7s. I could upgrade... Nope, wrong one. I could upgrade you to at least 7. It's fine. Are you Doctor Strange? No. No. Because this is a desert, not a mountain. I'm not learning magic from a bald lady. So, we gotta figure out who the frig this is for. Is it for Ridu? Risu? We're just like ask it, like hand everyone a letter. Hey, is this your incredibly personal letter? Is this your incredibly personal letter?
Why would you show me this? You fool! This folly is only harmless because there are no names on this letter. Otherwise, tradition would demand unhappy duties of me. I value each and every one of my Dekara. This is why I say, get this out of my sight.
Huh. Okay.
Move swiftly.
Didn't realize you had laws against mailmen, but okay.
Speak up.
Ah, I see. You would do well, child, not to show that letter to any other pair of eyes.
Yes, you're the first person I brought this
Asked
to.
about
I
its
guarantee you.
contents, I shall feign dementia. I suggest you dispose of it by giving it to someone who cannot read it. Am I being clear?
Okay. Extremely personal words of love, honor, hopelessness. Now I really want to know what it says.
Who goes there? You found a letter? For your sake, do not speak of its contents. I will burn it.
Some cultures think maybe...
When I have the opportunity,
Oh, she's blind,
I
right?
intend to return to Deshar and mark the location of Lailuma's body. A stone, perhaps. Something inconspicuous. Others will not know, but I will. She will be remembered.
It says, do you like me? Check yes or no. Oh, that's why it did. She didn't want, they didn't want me showing it. Because it's from Millhouse. And I might accidentally hand it to Nelson, who's going to look back and, you know, see him and then just beat the crap out of him. Got it. You know, some cultures, they think your soul gets captured by cameras. Do they think it gets captured by letters? Or do they know who the letter's from and they're like, no, don't fucking... We don't like that person? Like, I'm not 100% clear. But, hey, I got stuff. I got 2 of them, too. Perfect. Just what I needed. Just what I needed. So we want that one, and we want this one for sure. Way more decks. How am I doing with decks, actually? 126? Yeah, I could probably start pumping a little bit more int. Yeah. Do you know what's up with the letter thing? No? Okay. I should have shown it to him, actually. Maybe he would have actually, like, said, yeah, let me tell you why these people don't like letters. There's another letter that says, I choose you, and it has a picture of a train. If you slow down this footage, you can see the very moment that his heart snaps in half. When I think about the real cultural touchstones that really define my upbringing, as far as the things that will just like make their way into my common parlance, it's definitely like a combination of Monty Python, Mystery Science Theater 3000, and Simpsons for the most part, and Seinfeld. I'm still only getting support gems at level 1. I am fascinated to know when I'm actually going to be able to get like the next level of those. Oh, like firecrackers are just going off? What the fuck was that? Ow. Guy's got a little bit of a zombie infestation here. It's alright, nothing I haven't seen before. I'll get this cleared out. Might want to let the place air out a little bit after I'm done. Oh, okay. I think it's the urn is throwing shit that like it's like a bunch of firecrackers going off. That's what that is. game is as riveting as Hogan's leg drop. Well, his leg drop was kind of riveting later on in his career when you weren't sure every time he did it if he was getting up. Is this the one that is finally just going to reduce his tailbone to powder? He got the shit boot out of him on Monday. Why is he even still, like, trying to, like, make comebacks at this point? Like, no one likes him. Like, why are you still even trying? Just... He's blaming the crowd for not liking his politics. I mean, there's also, you know, a lot of other reasons not to like Hogan. Not the fact that he said race. Yeah, it's like, well, okay. There's, like... Politics is, like, the least, like, good reason to dislike him, because there's so many better reasons. The racism, the fact that, you know, so much more has come out over the years about him refusing to get people over and just being a complete and total jackass to, like, everybody other than Vince McMahon's ass. Like, ratting people out constantly, just being, like, such a crummy little toady. And also just the fact that he has to insert himself into, like, every piece of wrestling history, including lying about his, like, part in it. Like, just because he can't not accept that, like, anything goes on in wrestling that doesn't involve him in some way. He, on record, said that people have forgiven Chris Benoit, which means people can forgive him. First of all, no they fucking haven't! And also, there's a fallacy of equivocation going on here with the people we have. I don't think we have. I don't think anyone's forgiven Chris Benoit. What they've said is there is a tragedy there about fucking CTE that was not being addressed. But the man still made a choice. I mean, I agree with Paul Heyman. Look, the man is one of the greatest technical wrestlers who's ever lived. Endlessly talented. But he killed 2 people. Fuck him. Like, eternally. Just fuck him. But there's also a very big difference about accepting a tragedy that could have been avoided if maybe he had gotten more, you know, medical help for what was going on. That resulted in the death of 2 people, and people don't like me and booed me and are mean to me because I'm racist. Well, okay, here's the thing. You are right about one thing. We still want Benoit in the Hall of Fame, and I agree. As far as his technical ability and what he did for the company and for every company he was in as a talented wrestler, that's the idea of, you know, separating the art from the artist. Like, in the ring, he was, like, unreal. He was unlike anything else at the time in his technical ability. He's unlike a lot of people. Like, he's one of the greatest. You still have to have that little caveat of, oh, by the way, I hope he rots in hell. But, you know, we aren't talking about that way about Hogan, and he's upset. The reason why we're not talking about that way about Hogan is, I mean, he's already in the Hall of Fame. But also because he wasn't a good wrestler. He was a personality. For the time period he was wrestling in, he was the kind of charisma that worked. But he was not talented in the ring. So of course we're not going to talk about him like that. He sucks. His matches are boring. He didn't... I mean, for me, it's like just the perpetually lying about how important he was. Not, you know, no selling everything. Not, you know, getting other people over, which is better for the, you know... Being the kind of guy who's, like, humble and willing to get other people over is good for the business. And that was never what he was interested in. He was not, here's what's good for the industry. It was always, what's good for me. So yeah, no, I think he's already gotten his dues plenty of times over the years. So, like, why is... Yeah, they're booing you now, but also part of it is, like, go away. You had your time, go away. You're done. Also, Benoit's dead. I guarantee you, if Hogan dies, then after, you know, the same amount of time between, you know, Benoit's death and now, and Hogan's death and then, they'll be talking highly of Hogan again, probably. At least, you know, as far as, like, what he did for the industry and what he was. It's the fact that he's still around and still, like, trying to, like, desperately get people's attention. It's like... There are factors here that aren't just your politics, Mr. Hogan. Ask yourself, not what can Hogan do for you. Ask yourself what you can do for Hulk Hogan. That's been his entire life. Granted, he also kind of came up in an era of big guy, you know, big name guy in industry doesn't sell or, you know, get people over because that's what the bookers want. They wanted the guy that is going to just be the good guy to get the kids in here. He never loses, and he's, you know, he's gonna have the miracle comeback. So it's like, yeah, he was booked to be that, but he didn't have to just, like, make that his entire identity forever. Another level 8. Yeah, let's throw that in.
Tempest Bell must
Glacial Cascade. Why not? Okay. Oh, Jesus. There's actually a great video someone made. Can't exactly remember who it was. But it's about the many, many lies of Hulk Hogan throughout his career. And so many of them are so... It's the thing that's always dumb, where it's like, why would you even lie about that when it's so easy to fact check? You claimed you were there, like, before... Like, on a flight with, Von Erich before his suicide, and like that you talked to him on this specific time about it, and like somehow you were like tied into this whole story, but that's impossible because you were like at a show somewhere else in the world. We know it because we know you were there. We have the records of that event. Why would you claim you were in Japan at the time? You weren't. Like, there's a whole bunch of examples of that. It's like, this would... It's so easy to just be like, no, you weren't. We know where you were. Stone rune. Stun build up or stun. It's useful. Like, multiple times he claims that, like, his match against Andre at WrestleMania 3 was right before his death. Implying that, like, I don't know, like... It was just going to think, no, he didn't die right. No, he was around for a long time. Like, what are you talking about? Almost to the point where I'm starting to wonder if the man doesn't like have dementia and is just like misremembering everything. Jesus. Also, I'm fairly sure Undertaker is also, like, pretty conservative. But if he comes back, I guarantee you he's getting a fucking standing ovation. Because he's not an asshole about it, like Hogan is. Hogan versus Super Cena that buried the entire Nexus in one night? Yes. Taker came back and it was cheered immensely. Exactly! And I believe, like, he is, like, a pretty, like, Republican guy, but, like, he's not an asshole about it. But the main thing is, Undertaker did way more for the industry than Hogan ever did, because he was a constant facet of it, and constantly helping get other people over and build up other people. And his matches were always more entertaining than Hogan's. Despite, like, Undertaker being, as my older brother used to always just call him, he was a very specific genre of wrestler, which was big, slow, white guy. But he could still, like, call a really good match. And pace it well. Like, Taker was always more entertaining than Hogan. Hogan versus Super Cena versus Tomorrowland Speedway? Oh. Well, what kind of match are we talking? Think about this. If it's like if it's a triple threat, all Hogan or Cena have to do is pin each other or make each other submit. Tomorrowland Speedway doesn't have to actually even be involved. And if it's a last man standing match, we already know who wins that one. But I think you could potentially disable Tomorrowland Speedway. You just can't outlast it. Which is why, yeah, it would be best in an Iron Man. I'm sure it's been down for renovation at least once, or like down for like maintenance. Or like, oh, we have an issue with one of the tracks, the car is like broken down, we'll have to close it for a day or something. I'm sure that's happened at least once. Maybe. I've never seen that ride closer. Has it ever even been like temporarily down though? Like, kind of like a kid gets dragged onto one of the cars and they gotta, like, close it for 10 minutes. 10 minutes is long enough for a pin. Oh, hi! Oh, this is not good. I'm surrounded. I can't get out of here. Disney's not cool with, like, wearing, like, your own kind of, like, Disney shirts to the parks, right? I want to, like, get one made of just that one, like, thumbnail from the Visions of Mana playthrough of Val and Morley riding the Tomorrowland Speedway and just walk around Disney with it. Just confuse a lot of people. Like, why the fuck are there two anime characters in a Tomorrowland Speedway car? You can wear it? Can't wear some of the shirts due to... Okay, well, yeah. Oh, okay. I can send you texts later of them. Oh, good. The ride is older than Journey to Imagination. It is much older than Journey to Imagination. It's actually older than some... I'm fairly sure... Haunted Mansion, for example, did not open with Magic Kingdom in Disneyland. But Tomorrowland Speedway did. Like, I think a Haunted Mansion opens a little after the opening day. So technically, it's older than Haunted Mansion, which is one of, like, the classic Disney rides.
Freezing strike!
I did. I've not watched the video yet. So I will have context. Do I want the context? That's the other thing. Do I really want this context? How big is this freaking area? If you will, if you don't know who that wrestler is, you'll become a fan of him after watching it. Who was the wrestler? Wait. Oh, shit. It may be one of those things I may know of them. Danhausen, yes. I do know, yes, I do know Danhausen. Danhausen's freaking great. Interview of him out of character talking to Conan O'Brien about his character. Well, now I'm definitely interested, because I love Danhausen and Conan O'Brien. Sisters of Gurukon. Oh, hi. Is that it? Oh. Oh. That's not a big deal. Wait, now that I've activated that, are these things gonna like come to life all over the fucking place? Yes, they are. Why did I... like, was I supposed to do that? It's not as bad as, like, some of the other enemies I've been, like, encountering. They're just, like, pretty basic, like, run up to you and hit you. That plays into my fucking strategy. Got you right where I want you if you decide to run to me. Then I hit you with this stick over and over. Jesus. Well, we're like back where we started. Do I go up from here, maybe? Okay, yeah, this is... Now I'm really wondering if did I have to hit that thing? Maybe that opened a new way? Yeah. So the answer is no. We're not going north. Shit. Check your phone at your leisure. I may have been talked to by staff. Oh.
Freezing strike!
Defeat Jamon. Okay, so yeah, boss. Where is boss? See a path maybe to the east? Leave me alone. So straight east from here. Yeah, there's a lot of these fuckers now. Wow. Okay. This is indeed a path, and that must be a boss. Okay, good. Oh, this could be a problem. Yep. Oh boy. Okay, so now I believe this should be a boss. Potentially the boss. Oh, okay, stuff like that. Okay.
You are relentless, but that makes you predictable.
Did you predict I'd be standing behind you right now?
Is nigh.
Oh no, a giant version of the fucking Bone Titans. That's a problem. If he just flops his torso on the ground constantly, I'm fucked. God, that's all he's gonna do. No. My one weakness. I have a shirt that says I pooped it, Disney. Well, I mean, that's like a badge of honor. You wanna commemorate them. Why? I would say, why don't they sell that shirt already? There's not a restroom in that park I have not shit in at some point. I don't like that you're covered in electricity. Is that from me or is that from you? Because I don't want it to be from you. Is that poison? That's poison. Okay. So don't stand there. I'm pretty confident I've used all the park toilets. Now I have to start hitting resorts. Yeah. Isn't it harder to do that now, though? Didn't they make it so you couldn't, like, just resort hop as much? Or is that only if you're not staying, like, on property? 'Cause that's something, like, we used to do all the fucking time.
You are relentless, but
Because regardless what was the resort we'd, you know, go to, we'd always, like, have dinner at a different one, or just, like, walk, like, just sometimes, like, make a day of just walking around a bunch of them. Okay, I'm taking way more hits than I did last time. I gotta... Head in the game. Head in the game. Okay. That's the opposite of having your head in the game. Okay, so he's... Okay, when he summons zombies, he's making some diseased ground. I don't like that. Because that means I have to avoid this area entirely now. Yes, I do. Boy, that does a lot more damage than I thought it was going to do. But hey, we know now not to go near that area. Okay, now there's an entire half that's covered in fucking poop. That's great. Oh, jeez. I haven't seen this one yet. Should be fine, yeah. Yep, we're good. Why are they staying? I don't like that they're staying. Do we not? Don't you fucking dare. This is what fucked me over last time. Don't get in the way. I don't like that. Yeah. Nope. Oh, this is the first time I think I've ever been out of mana. Wow. I wasn't even paying attention. These guys have so much freaking health. Aren't you like, using enough mana to actually run out? That's shocking. So yeah, we should probably boost intelligence a little more. Fuck. I have visions of mana, mainly when I sleep. Ha ha. Shit. Will you die, please? Thank you. Oh, not even like one rare?
Is it the beast that empowers such horrors? This must end.
Steel toe boots. Don't. I might actually grab that. For some reason I read like I had the mainly when I sleep joke. And they fucking oh Christ. In like a Norm Macdonald delivery, like really just dry, like kind of delivery. Whenever I think of Norm Macdonald, it just reminds me of that horrible tragedy. Don't laugh at that. I mean, I was there in Manhattan, walking through the blood and the bones and the wreckage, looking for my brother. Of course, it turns out he was in northern Canada at the time. So is that Act 2? We done?
How can I?
Need something?
Because we still have to deal with the Genie Man. Energy shield don't need.
I shall put this to use.
This is 165. It's not. Oh, gains charges per second. Okay, no, that is probably more useful. Okay, yeah.
As you wish.
Throw some more shit away. I don't think that's the end. Because usually if it's the end, everyone would have something to say to me about it. Can you talk to her?
The
Thank you.
Ferryden have assembled a tremendous dreadnought. A war caravan larger than we have ever
Ooh.
seen.
Neat.
As we speak,
War is the
I didn't mean to skip
of the
that.
sane against the tides of madness.
we now have their trail. They will not escape.
Let's do
You
it.
have your orders.
Where are we going? The Dreadnought. Oh, a nighttime assault.
That would draw unwanted attention.
Yourself. We must prevail. No
I'm pretty
matter
sure the
what.
Genie Man took himself out a few years ago and everyone was sad. Yeah. That was also a terrible tragedy.
Into the thick of it.
You're talking about David Carradine, right? I don't know if you've heard about this, but he actually died of autoerotic asphyxiation. Which is just, you know, it's shocking to hear about, I know. So embarrassing. Because if you didn't know, you know, you might have been wondering, like, what's David Carradine up to? Is he still hanging around somewhere? But, you know, yeah, it was a horrible tragedy when he died. I'm sure his family's all choked up about it. Jesus, okay, this place is a little, Okay, yep, Okay, this is a problem. I bet he didn't know if he was coming or going. Oh, David Carradine jokes never get old.
Give no quarter!
Into the thick of it.
I do hope before he died, though, he was able to tie up some loose ends. The people that knew him still trying to claim he was killed by ninjas. But why am I doing, like, no damage to anything anymore? What is, like, the level range of this area? Okay, now I'm doing damage. Chaos. What the fuck was that? Chaos resistance. he's up there. Okay. Assault scalp. It's not like a shampoo. Assault scalp. There we go. Now we just wail on him. Okay, okay, okay. Just die, just die. Okay. Okay, NPC friend says, I don't think you can die. You could just handle this for me. Thank you. That'd be nice of you. These things have fucking tons of HP. Damn. Either that or I need more accuracy? Is that a problem? Maybe? Ow. Ouch. Okay. Jesus. The problem also is it's just such a... Yeah, I think I'm not kidding. I think that's the problem. Yeah, when I'm actually making contacts, I think my accuracy might need to go... My dex is really high, though. You would think that would have something to do with accuracy. Some of these enemies definitely have a ton of HP. Because I can see I am hitting them, it's just not doing nothing. No, no. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna... Maybe, like, they have so much fucking HP, because, like, you're... Yeah. Maybe they're kind of anticipating you using, like, the fact that you have an NPC that I'm assuming can't die. They're like, nah, since you have the NPC, you can kind of let them go ahead and kind of do a lot of it for you. Like, get their attention and shit. So yeah, we can make them a little harder. But, good lord. Hi, guys. Then all of a sudden I walk through and I just, like, storm through these people. And they just fall. Am I like, wait a minute, like, is that just a glitch that just, by going back to town and back, it was okay? Like... And now all of a sudden these things are dying like crazy. I don't know if this is like the biggest dreadnought ever, as far as like no one's ever seen a dreadnought this big. And I don't know, have you seen the Super Star Destroyer? That thing's pretty fucking big. Board cube is bigger, more impressive. Okay. Need to keep a close eye on AoE effects going on over here. Yeah, the problem is we're also in such condensed areas, there's no room to move around. So if there's a projectile enemy, it's going to be really hard to kind of keep moving around to keep them from just firing a shit ton of stuff downfield and just hitting us like crazy, no matter where we are. Oh, Jesus Christ. Sure, I grabbed that. Rebirth stuff to ruin. 20 life per enemy killed, or just HP regen a second. That's pretty nice. Okay, okay. I'll take it. Shit. Yeah, these things are just really, really beefy. Less so when I freeze them. Shit. I mean, even with these things, as beefy as they are, Bell still solves most problems. Checkpoint, that's a thing. Fight your way to the Faradun. Nessie? Okay, that's fucking cool. Just get a Trypophobia fucking dinosaur to, like, pull your caravan? That's... We got a bunch of fucking emaciated mummies. Fucking Trypophobia dinosaur. That's incredible. Why don't we get one of those? Shit. Yeah, so basically let her take the 4. Because, yeah, she can just kind of get them on her. And I can stay back here and do Bell stuff. Yeah, you stand in the front, because these things, like, just eat through my fucking defenses real fucking quick, it seems. Yep. Oh, Christ. Whew. Again, cold damage. Absolutely helps, just because if I can freeze even just 1 or 2 of them at a time, that's just 1 or 2 less enemies that are just wailing on me. That is a lot of fucking shit going on there. I don't even know what I'm looking at. I'm seeing a lot of flashes going on. Okay, yeah, I took 1 step on that bridge and just instantly died. I don't think there's really anything at, like, the shop that's better than what I currently have. Although, hold on. Critical hit chance. Critical hit chance. We're gonna go crit chance.
Into the thick of it.
Christ. Tough laugh. That's... Yeah, they got some really good unique monster names. I wonder if they came up with it, or if, like, they were hoping for a cooler nickname, but then they were just given that one. Like when George wanted to be nicknamed T-Bone, but instead he got Coco the Monkey. Charm slots 1. That's... okay. That's what it is. The belt is what decides how many of these charms I can put on. Okay, okay. I wonder if all the charms are just elemental, or if I can get some that are like lifesteal or like, you know, regen or something. 'Cause I haven't seen too many of them. Yeah, I'm hoping this cold just goes away soon. It's not bad, it's just slightly annoying. Which I almost feel like is like the worst. Like, when I was fucking, like, you know, when I was going through organ failure, it was like, yeah, it sucks that I feel like shit and I'm in the hospital, but you know what? At least it's one of those things where, like, yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do? I mean, that's some serious shit. When it's a cold, it's just, like, only kind of annoying, but it just, like, sticks around. It's like, come on. Like, at least be something life-threatening. Then I'll feel like I'm actually, like, you know, getting my money's worth, what with this whole being sick thing. At least it's something I can tell stories about. If this is a head cold, who gives a shit? Okay, looks like we're definitely at the back. Or front, I guess, in this case, since, yeah, it's going in this direction. So we're finally at the front of the Dreadnought. I also don't know why I said it like that, but I did. I can tell I'm not hitting. So accuracy is a problem. I can tell because I'm not getting charges on my bell on every hit. Shit! Oh wait, I'm not the front. No, yeah, I am the front. Yeah. Then again, I might not be because of the fact that, yeah, it like whines back and forth. Serpentines. Which isn't necessarily, well, then again, I don't know, maybe for deserts, a wavy pattern, like, connection between all of them makes sense. I've seen Dune, and Dune 2, and the David Lynch Dune, and the documentary on the making of, or, well, the attempted making of Jodorowsky's Dune. That I'm sad that never got made, because that looked like it would have been a fucking fever dream, and it would have been fascinating. I mean, just like this. I mean, it was fascinating enough, even having never been like finished, to make a fascinating documentary. Okay, and it's getting closer and closer each time. Slightly closer each time. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. No, 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 no. Okay. And I'm gonna pigeonhole them everywhere I can. I hope that with the two of us, we can just, like, get through this. Now, granted, I'm sure some of these areas just get extremely easy if you have multiple players, although I'm assuming it's like any of the Diablo series where like the more people you have, the more health and like damage enemies do. Dryad crossbow now. Helmet. Round helm, no. Sure, we'll take a look. Recovery rate, increased charges. That's a 10 charge flask. Okay, that's pretty nice. And 639 over 4 seconds. I like that this gets charges per second, admittedly. That is nice, if I can just kind of like, you know, hide out and have to keep them, you know. You get in front of me, please. Okay. Yeah, they keep saying, like, this place has been, like, cursed so that there's no water. Like, so, like, little water now that, like, their water goddess died. It's like, you know, I'm, like, making water. Out, like, myself. I'm creating ice. Constantly. Like, you could just, like, I could just do this all day. Just keep giving me mana potions. And I'll just keep generating ice, and we can get you plenty of water. Although maybe, like, the being able to actually create a mana potion is so, like, prohibitively, like, destructive to the, like, environment that it would actually be worse. Unfortunately, it takes the souls and blood of 400 babies to make one mana potion. So, it would take a couple generations worth to actually, like, terraform this desert. Nope, I was gonna go after the fucking caster, but nope, nope, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. I can make like 7 mana potions in my house right now. Why, how many babies do you got lying around? I mean, they don't have to be your babies. Technically. Silk slippers, tempered mitts, nope. I mean, it says to find my way through, so I mean, I'm assuming I just gotta keep going forward. No, 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 no. You're not surrounding me. That ain't happening. Oh god, they're surrounding me. Who could have foreseen this? That's nothing you, the government, or my HOA need to know. And of the three, the one you're most worried about is probably the HOA. You may be able to con the government out of a lot. You may be able to, you know, con me a lot, but cops, forget them. If the HOA finds out about something, they will not stop till they finish you off. And they will find out. They're like the fucking CIA. And is it technically against HOA? I mean, if it isn't technically said in the HOA agreement that you can't have a big baby grinder that makes mana potions, just saying. That may be amended at the next meeting, but you know, if it's not in there right now, it's kosher. Jesus. I don't like the fact that a lot of you guys can jump. Also, it's very risky to be jumping on a bridge like this. Just saying. Man, this thing could be rocking back and forth. We got these fucking
Frozen lash.
Final Fantasy XIV drakes fucking pulling this thing. Are you also Trypophobia? Yeah, you're Trypophobia too. They're all holy because they're full of holes. Jesus. The HOA flies drones to see what people have in their backyards. States no trampolines or permanent bounty houses people are putting in their backyards so they aren't visible from the street. But they're the same homeowners complaining that there's invasion of privacy, serving them citations for flying drones or banned equipment. Yeah, I'm not surprised at all that they would use drones. It's always like something you would never expect is like coming up with tech that you'd be like, that the military's then like, wait, we should be using that. It's like it used to be that, you know, military tech, it started for military use and then became for civilian use and got adapted and... Oh, it's getting a little tentacly over here. I think we're getting close. It's like how the furries, you know, came up with all this technology to air condition their fucking fursuits. And then, like, military was like, okay, what you just came up with? We've been trying to come up with something like this for, like, decades. How did you guys figure this out already? We're just gonna borrow that and use that for... and start, like, looking into how we can adapt this to our, like, modern, like, combat uniforms. And then HOAs using fucking drones to survey the neighborhood. I can imagine, like, a lot of government agencies like, why weren't we already doing this? Don't have banned stuff on your property. The property you sign paperwork. Yeah, well, that's the thing. You can't complain about that shit. Just because, like, you could say it's an invasion of privacy for them, like, flying it around, but if you signed the agreement, you signed the agreement. This wasn't just an implicit agreement, like, verbally. If you signed something that says you ain't gonna have it, and if you have it, it doesn't matter if you, like, think it's unfair how they found out. They found out, and you had it. And once they know, it's like, well, you can't claim you don't have it. It's there. Just don't have the illegal thing. Or again, do what I do. Don't join an HOA. I probably wouldn't have bought this house if it was part of some, like, HOA. Well, I guess it would depend on what the rules are. It's not like I do a whole lot with my, like, yard and, like... I don't have a trampoline. I have no interest in a trampoline. Yeah, I like the complaining about the rules that you had to agree to. It's like, if you don't like the rules, don't have agreed to them in the first place. My neighbor leaves her trash barrel at the curb for 5 days straight. We have a neighbor that does that as well. And it's like... And I don't know when they fill it, because, like, it's never not in the curb. It's not like they bring it back out, like, after it's done. Like, after trash day, it's not like they do, like... No, it's just permanently out. No parking cars on your lawn, that's a big one. Fortunately, I've never had to do anything like that. I mean, that would ruin the lawn. And I'm not even someone who really gives a shit, like, too much, I mean, because this is, you know, that wonderful area of New England where you don't really, unless you actually, like, get it, like, professionally done, you don't have really, like, grass lawns. You have, like, one half that is weeds, and the other half is... It may be grass, it may not be, but it's green at least, ish. But, like, I wouldn't want someone parking on my fucking lawn. Like, no. Those are my greenish colored weeds. Don't ruin them. But every once in a while, especially when, like, it's kind of, like, questionable whether a holiday is, like, a holiday that's going to be a trash holiday. You can't even be like, oh yeah, just let's see if the neighbors have their trash out. It won't fucking matter, because the trash is definitely going to be there, because they never put it back in. Oh, hold on. Now this looks like boss area. I was actually about to, like, because I was fucking playing Baldur's Gate 3 so much yesterday, I was actually looking at these burning bodies and conceiving of the idea that I should use create water to put it out. But no, wrong fucking game, idiot. But it's similar graphically because it's the same kind of 3/4 view. Shit. Yeah, if you can hold them there, that's cool. Don't roll away! Oh no, that wasn't her, that was them. Okay, that's not as bad. I thought she was, like, retreating. Oh, so there's apparently, and this was, I was playing a lot of I've been playing a lot of Marvel Rivals recently. But apparently there's an achievement you can get for calling a retreat like twice in one game as Star-Lord, which I think is pretty hilarious. Gonna be a new season of that starting on Friday, where they skin I absolutely want for Rocket. He gets a cowboy outfit, which is gonna be fucking awesome. They released a whole bunch of fucking help me baby Jesus. A whole bunch of balances. Not a huge balance patch, but like a couple of. Probably trying to like get ahead of the balancing by doing a couple of quick, some quick adjustments. Nothing too major. I think Rocket only got buffs. Venom only got buffs. So I'm totally happy. Yeah, I'm just gonna let her handle this because I can't even walk on this. Okay, she moved. Don't move. Shit. Okay, you know what? There we go. We may want to just lead them a little further away here. God damn it, why are they surrounded? Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go inside the thing. Get in there. I gotta find a game for PS5 to get into. It's been over a year since I played one. Last one I played was Stray. Depends what kind of game you want. What am I doing on inventory? I'm doing fine. Depends if you want like an actual big story thing to get into, or if you just want something to mess around with here and there. I mean, Marvel Rivals is hella fun. And I think it's cross-platform, so... hate playing online. I'm a story mode person. I mean, like, what are you looking for? RPG? Shooter? Action game? Platformer? And even though I don't have a PlayStation, I am, like, actually kind of jealous of Astrobot. I really kind of want to play Astrobot. Although I do love how many, like, gaming outlets are talking about how revolutionary Astrobot is. Like, oh, it's such an amazing idea Sony has had. A new kind of, like, game that is kind of more casual and more easygoing, but really, you know, complex in its platforming challenges. And it's like a whole, like, new genre for them. It's just really kind of fun and kind of wholesome. It's like, guys, you're right. It was a very revolutionary idea that Nintendo did back in 1985 when they made Mario Brothers. And, like, the creators of Astrobot have, like, been like, yeah, we can't name the games that have been a really big influence, but suffice it to say, games with things like plumbers in them were huge inspirations for this game. And we like those kinds of games, so we wanted to make our own. And it's like, even they're like, yeah, no, we totally fucking ripped off Mario because they did it perfectly. So yeah, we're going to use that as the basis. You start with, like, something that's already doing it right, and then you, like, do your own stuff on top of it. Like Picasso always said, a bad artist copies, a great artist steals. And that game certainly seems like a way better, like, celebration of PlayStation's, like, history and its IPs than fucking, like, PlayStation All-Stars was back in the day. Like, this one actually seems to be, like, a love letter to a lot of, like, just kind of like the historical, like, importance of Sony in the gaming space. And didn't somebody also, like, complain about, like, well, you know, we don't have the kind of IPs that some other companies have to pull from. It's not really a strong suit. Like, we wish we had the same, like, you know, IP power as everyone else. It's like, you have so many IPs under your umbrella that you just don't do anything with. And Astrobot's proof of that because of all the cameos in it. Up. But for, like, story stuff, I mean, I know the new God of War games and Spider-Man games have been freaking great. You also get Bloodborne, which I can't because I'm not. No, actually, they just did release the technical quote-unquote port of Bloodborne for PC, so I can technically play it now. Technically, totally, and 100% legally. I have to look into exactly how you set that up. Because depending on how that runs, that could be something I could stream at some point. Or at the very least, even though I'm not crazy about Bloodborne and how it plays compared to the other Souls games, I mean, I love FromSoft, so I mean, part of me still at least wants to try it. See how I like it. We got more passives. We can no, we can't quite. No, yes, we can. Consume power charge, kind of sure. I don't even quite know what that means, but okay. Isn't there defensive ones? You know what? Take one of those away. We're going to start just going straight attack damage. I feel like I'm going to need that. Actually, let's see. Final Fantasy 16 is also probably a really good fucking choice, since that's a fucking Final Fantasy game. Then Monster Hunter Wilds is coming out later this, not this month, February 28th, I think. And even though that is technically an online game, you can play that. It's any Monster Hunter game you can play by yourself. As much as I do love Monster Hunter as a cooperative game, fact is you can't always like find people, because I'm not going to play with just anybody. I'll play with people I know, but wait. Just in case, let's just see what I get sitting on here. But even as a single-player game, Monster Hunter is still super fun. Because you do get your cat anyway to help you out. And Monster Hunter Rise had a really fucking good system in the DLC where you could have, like, NPCs actually helping you with hunts. So it was basically like you were playing multiplayer, but with NPCs. Which is one of those things that, like, I'm glad they finally started doing. I just don't know if it's going to carry over for, like, Wilds, that they're also going to do that. Although I think they might, because didn't they say if you send out an SOS, and, like, you're either offline, or, like, you're not getting any, like, bites from, like, regular players, NPCs will show up to help you? So that suggests that they are getting into, like, they're recognizing that, yeah, sometimes people may just, you know, grab some NPCs just so they have some extra bodies to distract the monster. By help, you know, help them do some damage. Although granted, having multiple people is also a little bit of a liability, and that they can, you know, waste your lives. So there's that too. So it's a risk-reward thing, but is this? We're doing okay. We're like. We're surviving. Somehow. You know what? Just let's flame it out. Flame it out. Hell yeah. Might go back and finish the LEGO Star Wars Complete Series. I watched, Vinny Vinesauce playing, I think it was that, like one of the most recent LEGO Star Wars one that, yeah, like included like the whole series. It looked really fucking fun. Like, it's one of those things you almost assume is, like, people are, like, liking it ironically until you actually, like, watch it for a little bit and you're like, oh no, this is, I could absolutely see myself just getting hugely into this. Okay.
You again. The
Yes,
fool
me.
under the hooded one's sway. Do you even know what he is?
I mean, I assume he's
You'll
some kind of
find my
ghost.
king far more
He
capable
was hanging
of
from a tree for, like,
Algernon.
I don't know how long.
My king.
And he's still alive
Take the
somehow,
power
so
you
I'm
were
assuming he's
promised.
either that or a
Put an
demon.
end to this nuisance.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to anything you were saying. What are we doing? We're fighting? Oh, okay.
The Medicats do not bow to me. We skin them.
The era of the Faradun is now! We repay hate in kind!
Oh, there's like no room. Okay, so he's gonna close off like 90% of the room. That's fun. Hey, can you get his attention, hon? Because, he's throwing shit at me that, like, is really, really fucking doing a lot of damage.
The era of the Faradun is now!
Submit. You are finished.
Is he doing fire damage specifically, I wonder? Like, is that something I could, like, armor myself against, maybe?
The era of the Faradun is now!
I don't know what those symbols under him mean. I'm assuming the red... Does the red for the ice mean that he's immune to it? Or that he's resistant to it? Or that that's his weakness? And then there's gray, fire, and lightning. And then I'm assuming the armor is physical, and that's yellow, and I don't know what any of these things mean. It looks like he's doing, like, lightning, so...
The era of the Faradun is now! The Manacant will pay!
Nope, 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 nope. Okay, well...
For my people!
Okay. The symbols are an ancient hopscotch court. Oh.
The Manacant will...
So I throw a rock and then I jump on it. Okay, got it. So let's see what happens if I turn on some extra lightning resistance.
The Sekmar Yardura. Bow before your king.
Well, actually, let's see. Yeah, he's taking damage from ice. He's definitely not immune to it. Maybe he is weak to ice. He's definitely taking damage. Okay, I need to be really, really conscious of when he's throwing some of those things out. Because yeah, if I'm anywhere near those things before they go off, that's just death. Okay, I'm just gonna use quick bathroom breaks. I'll be right back. Try this again. So my thought is, stay the fuck away from him.
The Sekmar Yardura. Bow before your king.
Just get a bell going. Now I just do this. And then stay the fuck away from these things. But that's the main thing I gotta look out for. Nope, 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 nope.
The era of the Faradun is now!
You notice like a trend. We got like enemy that looks kind of like a normal person, and then they hang out with this bitch. Oh, that's what the thing looks like, I think. That was in the cage. Oh, it's a big like flesh baby skeleton. Okay. But yeah, like, you're gonna make a deal with her. You're gonna help her transport her giant flesh baby. And then you turn into something that looks like this. So I'm not sure that's necessarily a great deal.
For my people!
What about the people you're made of? Like, because you're made of people. Okay, there are definitely iframes. I think. Because I rolled straight through that fucking lightning wall.
We will have what is ours!
Not sure... Oh, I see. We just need to stay behind the shield. And this is basically where I can farm some extra healing charges. Oh. Okay, so whenever he sends those out, they'll always be somewhere in front of him, and so wherever he is, behind him will always be fine. It seems. There we go. Not exactly. I didn't hear you flush or wash your hands. Well, my mic was muted. And you forget the fact that it's even in another room. You forget that. Okay, ow, ow. Okay, so yeah. At first, I was thinking they were going to be in a specific part of the arena. Like, they could just be anywhere in the arena before they go off. They'll always be... Behind him is always safe, basically. Use the bell. Use the bell. I'm not upset you didn't flush, but it serves one. I thought we had a stun for a second there. Not yet.
For my people!
It's not using quite as many of the big explosion ones anymore. What do you mean we're running out of time? What do you mean? Whoa, what?
I don't have time for this. Sand! Bend to my will! Impede my enemies! Take on hate!
Okay, well, I don't get her help anymore, unfortunately. Okay. Doing some fucking Hades 2 Chronos shit. Hey, there's a game fucking suggestion. Hades and Hades 2. They're fucking amazing. Okay, you're still doing similar shit, just slightly differently. No, look at him. Keep saying that, but yeah, there's definitely iframes there. So that's good to know. I just don't know how tight that is. As far as... I'm not entirely sure if I'm supposed to have had way more damage than this at this point. The thing is, if I was like dying like super fast to everything he does, then I'd say, oh, I guess I just need to really get better gear or more levels, but I'm the right level. And even though I'm not doing like a lot of damage at all, still absolutely able to, like, fucking survive most of what he's doing. Yeah, I'm doing damage. Just... Oh, yes! What do you call them? I mean, it's one of those fights that may take a while, but it's 100% doable. This ain't really that hard. Then we go fight in the shade. Okay. "10,000 years will leave such a freak in the neck." I think I made that joke already. Oh, 10,000 spears. I think it's 10,000 years. That wasn't really 10,000. I'm gonna be honest, that was like 8. Calling it 10,000 is a vast overestimation, if I'm being honest. Jesus. Oh, okay. Well, now we're talking. Now that might actually end up eventually becoming 10,000. Yeah, okay. You might actually be closer now. Is he gonna keep making these portals? Because eventually I'm gonna run out of room. This also is a little troubling that I'm not seeing ads anymore, which means I will eventually just run out of healing. Well, I would, if not for the fact that I've got this one that automatically gets charges. Because it does take a little bit. Okay, so he's definitely not immune to ice since I can freeze him. Although this will make me actually look up what these symbols mean so I know what I'm dealing with here. Like an X striking me. Okay, that's... Nice. He's stunned. Wail on him. Push it. Come on! Oh, we're fucking close. Get fucked.
Oriana will prevail, and the Faradin will rule the Vespiri.
This is not over. Not yet.
I return you to the embrace of death!
Oh, that was a beheading that took a little bit.
It is done.
Yeah, that was beheading. That took a couple swing, like, of, you know, that took a couple back and forths. That wasn't just, like, whoosh, and it's gone. That was a sawing off of the head. That's not pleasant at all. I mean, not that... Like, fuck him. He's a big monster man. Just like... You see the first one and the head's still there. It's like, oh, this is... That can't feel good. Could 10,000 small spears be forged to make the 8 giant ones? Well, here's the thing. What counts as a quote-unquote spear? I don't think there's any accepted size limitation. So actually, I guess technically speaking, any of the even small projectiles he was throwing at me definitely had at least 10,000 atoms. So they could have had 10,000 atomic-sized spears. Just shaped like a big one. That is possible. Like other ancient people, like, that wasn't 10,000. He's like, no, you don't understand. I'm actually talking about the quantum level. You don't understand this yet, but being a ghost, I've kind of seen the future. Trust me, this stuff exists. It's very, it's over your head. I'm sorry. I should have called it something more simple.
The war is over. I have given him an honorable death. This may prove to heal the wound between the Ferrodon and the Marraketh. Return with me. I must address my people.
Okay. To the northwest of the Caravan. Okay. So this has got to be Act 2's end. So are we going to jungle for Act 3? Because then that would be a little too close to Diablo 2. I'm trying to think where else we could be going. Oh, we're parked. Cow.
My worst fears have been realized. The beast is beyond our means now.
What do you mean? I
I
mean,
must know the truth if I am to continue.
You're right. I have not been entirely forthcoming.
all he did is cut it off of the caravan wasn't moving very quickly. Like we could run, like we could jog and get there faster than they were moving. Oh.
I am a god. I am the thief of virtue. I am sin. And I have failed once again. It was I who created the beast. The seed of corruption that now threatens to grow anew. And it is my responsibility. As it is my creation that once again threatens all of Rayclast. It is by my hand that it must be contained. All I can ask is that, knowing who I am, you still see the importance of our task.
I don't know, being buddies with a god seems like...
The beast has grown beyond our ability to contain it. We must search for something greater than we currently possess. Something that can drain its power and bring it back to a more manageable form. While I slumbered under the numbing effects of corruption, there was an empire that mastered the use of that deadly energy. We must go to the jungles of the
What did I fucking say?
Val.
Go into a jungle.
Their ruins may yet hold the secrets we need. That is where we must go, to the sunken city of
Wait, didn't
Utsa.
Diablo 3 also do the same thing, wasn't it?
Hope.
It is hardest to forgive oneself, most of all.
Because I think Diablo 3 did the same thing. Where, it was like a normalish kind of European foresty area, then desert, then jungle. Maybe, I mean, it just, like, I guess it kind of makes sense. You want to start with something kind of familiar with, like, a fantasy setting. Next one, Tatooine. Yeah, okay. And then after that, it's like, we can either go snow or we can go jungle. Take your pick. I mean, you know, a god seems like a good person to know.
Greetings. How can I advise you?
The shrine wife.
Caravan was the true jewel of the Vastiri, at least to me. Divine love is much like mortal love, at least from what I can remember. And we were happy for a time longer than the lives of many mortal men. The time came, however, when love was not enough. Her humanity sifted through the cracks of her life like fine sand, leaving a divine shell that held her image, but nothing of her soul. It is a trap, you see. Divinity. Faith empowers, but faith also shapes. To gather more power, a god must play the part, becoming more and more the icon their followers perceive. When does perception become reality? It's impossible to pinpoint, and that's the most sinister thing about it. You never know the moment you cross the line.
That is kind of an interesting concept, that, like, yeah, a god is kind of shaped by the beliefs of the followers. 14 did a very similar thing, where, like, when you actually, like, get into who the 12 are, and you actually get to meet them. And they're like, yeah, no, depending on how different, like, cultures started worshipping me, like, my personality changed slightly in some cases. The creation of a second moon meant that the moon goddess now has a dog who represents the new moon. Because people saw the new moon, like, I guess that's part of that goddess's repertoire now. That's very interesting, that they're also doing a very similar thing.
You want the truth? I betrayed her, and had her killed. There are not enough excuses in all of Rayclast to make up for what I did. I thought it was the right thing to do at the time. I thought it was the only way to save humanity. Yet, here we are again, chasing the beast and fighting for the fate of the world. I am beginning to suspect that the cycle of history may never end, unless we surpass ourselves and find another way. But until we do, we will solve this the only way we know how, with violence.
Hell yeah. You're buddies with me, and that worked out well for you. It's true. It's always a good idea at the time. That's kind of that's been our excuse basically our entire lives whenever someone says, why the fuck were you people doing that? Look, it seemed like a good idea at the time. I don't quite remember why, but so I'm assuming everyone in the caravan will have something to say to me. Who has had a bad idea at 4 a.m.? Every single one of us. At some point or another. That same idea at 2 p.m. the next day? Yeah, bad idea. But 4 a.m., great idea. 100%. I like Magic Find, but no.
I shall put this to use.
If I find one that already has a decent modifier for the evasion and energy shield, then I might rarefy one of those. And then,
I shall put this to use.
Okay, we can throw all this away.
Sands guide you.
Speak up.
Oh, so like no one else has anything. Oh, you know who might, the head lady might have something to say.
Welcome.
Travel to the sand-swept marsh.
I am Asala. The Sekim remain
Right.
afraid. I am Asala. Remain afraid.
Oh, here we go.
Yes, we can take you to the edge of the desert. Then we will continue to track the beast. You must find a way to contain it. When we find out where it is being taken, we will seek you out. Until then, may the winds ever be calm on your paths. Move swiftly.
The beast has grown too powerful. We can no longer contain it through mortal means. There was once an empire that embraced corruption, They studied it, mastered it, and became the greatest civilization the world has ever known.
I mean, that's most great
But it led
civilizations.
to their destruction.
That's also
Our allies
most great
will
civilizations
continue
throughout
the
history.
pursuit of the beast, but we shall undertake a different search.
Embrace corruption and then
We
collapse.
must go to the ruins of the Val Empire, in search of a weapon against the coming cataclysm.
Alright, we go on Aztec. So this is different than Diablo 2, certainly. Because Diablo 2, the jungle was more like Amazon kind of thing. This is very much, it's kind of like Amazon and like... It was a combination of a lot of stuff. There was some voodoo stuff going on in there, there was... But this seems very clearly Aztec kind of jungle. Which, to be honest, is kind of cool. Always up for some Aztec-style architecture. I think Diablo 3's jungle area was a little more like that, though. If I remember correctly. Was the desert the second one in Diablo 3, or was it the third one? Because I distinctly remember jungle area where you find out about the Nephilim and desert area. It has been a long time since I've given a shit about Diablo 3, so I don't quite remember the order of everything.
Utsal is close. Be careful. The Val heavily relied on the use of corruption. Their lands may still be dangerous.
Okay. Are we in a city?
Where the dreamer wills, I go.
Can I buy anything? Expedition
We
logbook.
strayed from the route marked on our map, driven further afield by painted men with savage intent. Tonight, for reasons I cannot fathom, we have been granted a brief reprieve. Our hunters halted at the edge of this marsh, unwilling to pursue. They watched from the trees
Aye.
as we threaded the narrow band of solid ground. We strayed from the route tonight,
Anyway.
for reasons I cannot fathom, we have been granted a brief reprieve.
Yeah.
Our hunters halted at the edge of
I
this
don't know what
marsh,
they
unwilling
fear,
to
but we must
pursue.
brave the unknown if we reach the
They
encampment
watched
and the
from tree.
ziggurat.
Through my spyglass, I see nothing ahead. The waters lie still, and the muddy banks between seem clear. Yet my nerves burn with the unmistakable sense of being watched. There is no one, no thing, but this silence feels alive. We have no choice but to run for it. We strayed from the tonight through my
Run
spyglass.
for it? Okay, so that was all of us. Okay. So I am gonna call it there. So we are now in Act 3. I don't know how many acts are in the game at this point. I thought they only had a few of the actual planned acts, since it is still technically early access. There's another one over there. Hey guy, what are you doing over there? I see you. I see one of them over there too. But yeah, I don't know how many more acts we got. We'll just keep going until we run out of content, I guess. But yeah, I'm gonna call it there. Tomorrow we will be back with good old Freeform Friday, where we're gonna be randomizing what games we get. Because I decided I'm just going to put them all, like all the stuff that I'm currently sitting on for Freeform Friday that I've been gathering over time. I'm just going to put it all on a big wheel. We're going to spin the wheel 3 times, and we play 3 games. That's what it's going to be every Freeform Friday. When I play something, it goes off the wheel, and we'll replace it with something else. But that way I can just get through this backlog of demos and one-offs, and also just kind of some games that I have played before myself, so I know they're good. Or know that I like them at least. But it's one of those things where it's like, it's not... It's not something I'm going to do, like, a full playthrough of. But I definitely want to show it off on stream a little bit, because it could just be fun to stream, because, you know... It's like, I know I can get some content out of it. And also, it's just something I enjoy, and... But I don't always, like, especially if I'm doing a Monday, Wednesday, one game, Tuesday, Thursday, another game. Freeform Friday is pretty much the only day I could play some of these one-offs, apart from the occasional, like, evening or weekend stream. So if you could throw in some of them in Freeform Friday, it makes it like, yeah, okay, so, like, Lords of Waterdeep's on there. If we land on it, I'll play it, and that'll be my opportunity to finally stream this thing. See, it's basically not just demos and specifically one-offs, but a lot of stuff that, like, I can't really figure out a place where I would format where I would normally stream it. So just throw it on here. If we get it, we get it. I liked Freeform Friday before you sold out. Yeah, the Freeform Friday hipster. I liked it before it was cool. But, yeah, so that'll be tomorrow. So we will spin that wheel, and we will see what we get. But yeah, from what I've seen, and I've also grabbed a couple more between last week and this one, meaning I am fully confident we will never run out. We will absolutely always have more stuff on the wheel. But that'll be for tomorrow. For now, I am signing off. Thank you all so much for being here. Hope you had a good time. Ranting about Hulk Hogan and other bullshit. And once again, having to bring up the fucking Tomorrowland Speedway. But, hey, I mean, last time I just rambled about ancient history for like an hour. So I will see everyone tomorrow for Freeform Friday. And then, we'll see if there's going to be anything over the weekend. I do want to get at least one more Arrival stream in there. Just because I play that game enough that I may as well just hit the start stream button. But once more, thank you for being here. I'm still terrible at ending these things, but I will see you all next time. Later, everybody.